When this man found a baby horse that had lost its way and was crying for its mom, he did something very heartwarming. What happened next will make you feel really warm inside. It was a regular day for the small group of horses. One mother horse was watching over her firstborn foal as they all ate grass and bushes. She was very protective of her baby, always ensuring its safety from other animals and people. But on this day, something terrible occurred. They were grazing as usual, but it was getting late and darkness was approaching fast. It was during these evening hours that the worst thing imaginable took place. The foal strayed from her mother while grazing on a tasty shrub when a coyote suddenly appeared. More coyotes emerged, hungry and targeting the young foal. Normally, coyotes wouldn't attack adult horses because they're too big and dangerous, but the foal, being smaller and away from her mother, became their prey. Terrified, the foal tried to get her mother's attention, but the coyotes closed in. In desperation, the foal fled in the opposite direction. Hearing the commotion, the mare charged at the coyotes to protect her foal, but the baby had already run off. The mother called for her foal, but she was too far or too scared to return. As night fell, the mare frantically searched for her baby, fearing they might never reunite. The mare and her herd continued their search for the missing foal the next day. They were all determined to find her. The mare followed the foal's trail and scent throughout the day but couldn't locate her. It felt like a hopeless situation. Meanwhile, the foal had escaped the coyotes but didn't know her way back to the herd. She tried calling for her mother but got no response. She ran a random direction but soon realized it was the wrong one. Night fell, and the foal hid behind some bushes, hoping to stay safe. Fortunately, both the mare and foal survived the night. The next day, the foal found herself on a strange road, separated from her herd by a guardrail. Luckily for the foal, the road, despite being a highway, was still relatively quiet, with hardly any cars passing her by. This greatly reduced her chances of getting hit by a vehicle and getting seriously injured. But now the foal was stuck on the road and unable to get over the guardrail again. With no other options, the foal began walking along the road, sticking close to the guardrail. She would call out every now and then, hoping that her mom would be able to hear her and come to help her. As the morning turned into the afternoon, a lone car was driving along the highway. The man inside was on his way home and decided to take the scenic road through the fields, as it was a fairly sunny day, and he thought the journey would be nice. However, as the man was driving, he suddenly saw a strange shape in the road in front of him. Noticing that the shape was moving, the man quickly understood that it was an animal. After getting a little bit closer to the creature, the man was able to see that it was a foal. Being an animal lover, the man knew that if he simply drove by and left the foal on the road, then it could possibly end up getting injured or worse if another car came speeding by. So with this in mind, the man pulled over as close as he could to the foal without scaring it and got out of his car. He then began making his way over to the young horse, but upon approaching the animal, she began to get nervous and backed away from him. Seeing that it would take a bit of time to get the foal to trust him, the man stayed still and gently called out to the horse. After a quick scan around the area, the helpful stranger was concerned when he couldn't see the foal's herd. He knew that without her mother, the young horse likely wouldn't last much longer on her own, and he didn't feel comfortable simply leaving the young horse all on her own. However, as the man gently called out to the foal, something incredible happened. From over a small hill, a group of horses came trotting towards the man, but it was the mare in the front of the herd who looked to be the most energetic and excited. The larger horse quickly approached the guardrail, but upon seeing the man standing close by, she stopped and watched him warily. However, the foal suddenly became very excited. She instantly recognized her mother and began calling out to her excitedly. Wanting to get as close to her mom as possible, the foal then approached the guardrail. The mother horse, overcome with relief to see her baby alive and well, quickly approached the guardrail as well and stood next to her baby. In an effort to get back to her mom, the foal tried to jump over the railing on her own, but she was unfortunately unsuccessful. Despite the happy scene of the mother and her baby reuniting, they still had one more obstacle to clear. the metal railing that separated the road from the field and the mom from her baby. Seeing that the foal still needed help, the man knew that it was up to him to lend a hand. However, things had just gotten a lot more dangerous. With the arrival of the mother horse and the rest of the herd, the man now had to be careful that none of the larger equine animals tried to hurt him. Like all new moms, the mother horse would be extremely protective of her baby, especially after losing her for the last few days, so she would be wary of letting anyone close to her, even if they were only trying to help. In addition to that, while the foal couldn't get over the metal barrier, that didn't mean the mother horse wouldn't be able to. Being much larger and used to jumping and traversing difficult terrain, the mother horse could easily jump over the railing and onto the road, putting the man in a very dangerous situation. The only reason she hadn't so far was that she was still wary of the stranger, and he hadn't made any moves to hurt her baby. Without an idea of what to do, the man stood back and watched as the foal and her mother paced up and down the road on either side of the barrier. He knew that he couldn't let them stay separated for much longer. So with no other plan in mind, the man decided to approach the foal. If the mother horse had a problem with this, well, the man would deal with that issue when it arose. At first, the foal quickly walked away from the man, scared of the strange creature coming towards it. But the man was quick on his feet and knew that he would simply have to be brave and get the foal as quickly as he could. Any hesitation could be dangerous. While the man was getting the foal, the person he had been traveling with, who had stayed in the car up until that point, wary of getting hurt by a wild horse, began filming the encounter. The passenger filmed the moment when his friend swiftly picked up the foal. He held the foal in his arms, with one arm around her front and the other supporting her back legs. Even though he had never done this before, he managed it like a pro. Surprisingly, the foal didn't resist much. It seemed like she understood he was trying to help and didn't want to harm him. The foal's mother even stepped back a bit, as if to show she didn't want to hurt him either. With the heavy foal in his arms, the man struggled a bit to lift her over the metal railing. Her hooves got stuck, but he managed to get her over and let her rejoin her mom. The reunion between the two horses was filled with relief and love. They were grateful to be together again, safe and unharmed. Watching this, the man felt his heart swell with happiness and a deep sense of fulfillment. He had witnessed a powerful example of the strong bond between a mother and her child, and he knew his actions had helped bring them back together. It was a moment he would always treasure. With the foal safely reunited with her herd, the horses galloped away from the highway. The man watched them until they disappeared, then drove back home. Back at home, the man's friend uploaded the heartwarming moment when he helped the foal onto YouTube. It quickly became very popular and touched the hearts of many people on the platform. Since that day, the man regularly went back to the highway and the nearby fields to check on the mother horse and her foal. Fortunately, the herd liked that area, so he could find them easily. He decided to keep an eye on them, especially the foal, to make sure nothing bad happened to her again. What are your thoughts on the man's assistance to the baby horse? Please share your opinions in the comments. Thank you.